Welcome students. In this video lecture we are going to take lac operon. You have already studied operon, the operon concept in my previous video lecture, and we are aware about the sites and the genes part of the operon, and we have studied all the minute details of an operon. Today we will study lac operon in detail. So what is an operon? It is a stretch of, it is just a stretch of DNA where more than one gene, here 3 genes, are controlled or regulated by a single operator, promoter and a regulator. So there are not separate promoters for each gene or operators for each gene. There is a combined, a combo of this gene, and they are having a common operator, promoter and regulator genes. So what is important about a lac operon? That it is an inducible operon. We call it as inducible operon. Why? Because when the lactose is present in the medium, it induces or it turns on the operon, and whenever it is not present in the medium, the operon is turned off. So that's the whole concept about the lac operon and its being inducible. Now we will study the structure of the operon, and as I have already told you that these structure have sites and genes. So what are the sites? We will first discuss. They are important promoter and operator sites, and of course a least important, the promoter for this regulator gene. So these are the sites which do not produce any kind of proteins, but yes, they are very important because the proteins, different proteins are being attached to them, and they operate the transcription, they operate the operon, they turn on and off the operon. Next we will study the genes part of this operon. So what are the genes here? You have the regulator gene and you have the structural genes. There are 3 structural genes, lac Z, lac Y and lac A. So they have different functions, and they form different proteins or enzymes, we will see later. And what about this regulator gene? It produces the repressor protein. So the gene part is only forming the proteins, and the sites are responsible for just important activities other than producing proteins. So you know everything about the structure of this lac operon. So first of all, we see when the operon is turned off. Generally it is in off mode, and when lactose is present, then it is turned on. So here, in the absence of lactose, when lactose is not in the medium, then it is turned off. And what is the mechanism, we will see. So why it is off in the absence of lactose? Because see, we have seen that there are structural genes and their products. So here the structural gene lac Z and lac Y. Lac Z produces, the gene lac Z produces beta galactosidase, and lac Y produces permease, and the lac A gene, it produces thiogalactoside transacetylase. So what are the main function of these enzymes? So first of all, the enzyme of beta galactosidase, it hydrolyzes lactose into glucose and galactose. As we all know that what is a lactose? A lactose is a disaccharide. It is a disaccharide, that it is made up of 2 monosaccharide, and the monosaccharides are glucose and galactose. And the main function of this beta galactose is to hydrolyze this lactose into glucose and galactose. There is another one main function of this beta galactosidase is to convert some of the lactose into allolactose. We will discuss it later. So it has a very important function, that it is converting this disaccharide into 2 monosaccharides, glucose and galactose. So now you can see that if lactose is not present in the medium, there is no function of this beta galactosides. So why they will be formed? Again, permease has a function to transport lactose in the cell across the cell membrane. So whenever there is no lactose in the medium, these two genes and the third genes, of course, the function of which is not known properly, don't have any function to do. That's why when there is no lactose in the medium, the operon is generally turned off so that these enzymes are not produced, because these enzymes have no function without the presence of lactose. So all these enzymes are inducible enzyme. What are inducible enzyme? As we know that it needs a substance to induce. Lactose comes into the medium and their function starts. That is the inducible enzyme, and the process is known as induction. Hence it is a inducible operon. How the repressor protein works to stop the lac operon. Now we will see. This regulator gene produces an mRNA, messenger RNA, and this messenger RNA produces lac repressor protein. And how this protein is going to act, we will see. So first a monomer is produced and they form a tetramer using 4 monomers, and this tetramer is an active repressor. It does not need anything else to complete it. This tetramer itself is an active lac repressor. So what it does, it binds to the operator site. It always binds to the operator site. Always remember that repressor binds to the operator site. Now what happens? This is your promoter site, and suppose the RNA polymerase that is responsible for the transcription process, it attaches to the promoter site, and if it wants to transcribe these structural genes, it wants to start the transcription, it is unable to pass through this site because repressor protein is attached to the operator site and it is blocking its path. That's why transcription is halted. There is no transcription, and the structural genes do not transcribe anything, and there is no formation of mRNA. Now, what is the interaction between? How is the interaction between the repressor and the operator? So, as we know, the tetramer repressor binds to the operator site. Why it binds to the operator site? Because operator has a palindromic sequence with a symmetry, and this symmetry is matched to the symmetry of the repressor tetramer, and that's how the repressor recognizes the operator and it binds to that specific site. Now, what is a palindrome? This is DNA strand 5 prime to 3 prime, and this is its complementary strand from 3 prime to 5 prime, and it has a sequence G A T and again C. So what will be the complementary strand? It will be G A T and again A T C. So what here is it is going from 5 prime to 3 prime, G A T A T C. It is coming back from this end 5 prime to 3 prime, G A T A T C. So this is a palindromic sequence where the 5 prime to 3 prime end of one strand is just the opposite of the 5 prime to 3 prime of the other end. So this is a palindrome. Now we will study that how the lac operon is switched on in the presence of lactose. So whenever lactose is present in the medium, it is switched on. What happens that the beta galactosidase enzyme I was talking about earlier, produced by the gene LAC-Z, it converts few molecules of lactose into allolactose, and this allolactose is the inducer. It is the real inducer that starts the operon. how it binds to the repressor tetramer. Now we have seen that the repressor tetramer binds to the operator and it switch off the operon. Now when this allolactose binds to the repressor tetramer, then it won't be able to bind to the operator and the operon will be turned on. Now another inducer of lac operon is isopropyl thiogalactoside. So it is very important because in experiments we use this instead of allolactose. So it is IPTG used in the experiments. Now you see the mechanism of how the lac operon is switched on. Here it is the regulator, it is producing the tetramer, but here the allolactose is binding with this tetramer and it is changing its form and it is making this tetramer inactive. So now it don't have that symmetry to bind with the operator and hence it don't bind with the operator and now the operator is free and hence here the RNA polymerase with its sigma factor can't bind to the promoter site and now they can start the transcription and all the genes present here LAC-Z, LAC-Y and LAC-A can be transcripted and as they can form a single polycistronic mRNA and the individual proteins or the enzymes here. So you can see here the allolactose binds to the tetramer repressor and it is making them inactive and as a result the operator site is free and now the RNA polymerase has bind to the promoter site and transcription is taking place. It is through transcription it is making one polycistronic mRNA. They are not three different polycistronic mRNAs for three different proteins, but there is a single polycistronic mRNA for these three proteins and ultimately by the process of translation this mRNA is getting converted into the respective proteins. So LAC-Z it is producing beta galactosidase and LAC-Z is producing beta galactosidase, LAC-Y gene is producing galactoside permease and LAC-A is producing thiogalactoside transacetylase. So these are the enzymes and these all three enzymes are responsible for lactose metabolism. So they are involved in lactose metabolism. That's why whenever lactose is present they are produced and they metabolize the lactose. They do different functions for lactose and whenever lactose is not in the medium they are not formed and the operon is switched off. So here you just remember this fact that this repressor tetramer is operator, RNA polymerase, promoter. So thank you and see you in the next video. Please do watch this video to clear your all concept about the operon. Thank you so much.